Just a second. Post this to group. Hold on. Okay, I think we're getting there. But it's going really slow.
Hopefully the internet.
I can't tell if it's doing anything.
I think it is.
Okay. Okay, then I guess we're live on Facebook now. Sorry, it took me to a weird screen. Okay, good morning, guys. It is Carissa Acker here, and I am going to introduce you to an awesome lady. So I'm going to have her take it over, and we're going to be here for 30 minutes, but please introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning. My name's Laina Treuhaft, and I'm the team leader at the Keller Williams office in Kirkland, Washington.
Hello. Well,
Yeah.
so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start, and I just want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, how long you've been there, what you've done, that type of thing, your family, all of that, and just kind of go over some of that with us.
Okay. So I am the team leader there, and I have been the team leader for a little over a year. It was a year in February. I've been in leadership there 2 years, a little over 2 years, and with Keller Williams for 3 years.
Okay, awesome. Family?
I'm married to the most supportive guy ever, and we have a little girl that just turned 4 on Tuesday and 1 on the way.
That's exciting. Okay, so then I'm assuming leading up to all of this has been a little bit crazy. So what we're going to really talk about is just kind of how you got started, just a short kind of how all of this started for you in your role going into this quarantine.
So, I mean, like for everybody else, it was brand new and trying to navigate it. I found out I was pregnant a couple days before shutdown. So that was, exciting. And then nothing really changed work-wise. I feel like, we knew that the goals and standards were the same. It was just a new location and with a 3-year-old. So that was a change.
Maybe feeling not fabulous.
I was sick every day. So that was great.
Okay. So you're now quarantined. You now have a child at home. Know that you are going to have a baby. You're sick and you have all these new goals. What else was happening during this time? There was something else. You'd just gotten back from Hawaii and there was something else that was going on in your world.
With the hiring of a new assistant team leader.
Yes.
Poor girl. I feel so bad. She's amazing. And we hired our assistant team leader, Alicia, pretty much right before all of this happened. It was literally like right before I left for Hawaii. And then when I was in Hawaii, all the first cases broke out in Kirkland. And then we came home and went under lockdown. So she's been great, but working from home and learning and training from home.
Okay, good. Well, so so you go to Hawaii, come back 2 days later, you're in lockdown, you're pregnant, you've got a brand new TL that started a few days previously, and everything has changed. Yes. So that pretty much sums it up, huh?
Basically,
okay.
Yeah.
So let's go into this. I want to talk about some of your mindset around this, because I think having talked to you, it was one of the things I found super, super interesting was your mindset. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what it looked like, your recruiting numbers before quarantine and then during quarantine. So I think that's where we want to go next.
Okay. Which one, mindset or numbers?
Let's do mindset and then go straight into numbers.
So for mindset, for me, I feel like that didn't really change. I knew I'm very competitive. I'll just say that now.
No.
So for me, there was no excuses or, well, we're under quarantine or we're working from home. It was, the goals are still the goals. The standards and expectations are still there. It was just kind of a new way of navigating it. It was a new conversation starting out. It became about how are we going to pour into people, our own agents, new agents, agents from other brokerages. And I think that, Keller Williams as a whole obviously pivoted really fast with all of their training, but our brokerages, the Ben Kinney brokerages, did the same exact thing. And we've been offering, Via does her webinars every Wednesday, and Ben's doing masterminds every week with, our agents at every level too, every production level. So not just top 20, but all the way starting from new agents. And so I feel like it's been pouring into people has been kind of the theme from the beginning of everything.
Okay.
So yeah.
Into the pouring into people. So for you, you're super competitive. Your numbers, truly the way we report them, can't be the same as the way they were before. So that had to have been a mindset switch, because for you, if you are that competitive, which I know you are, and super girl oriented, I think, any way you cut it, what were your numbers before when you would report?
That was challenging, just for me personally, but so prior to lockdown, I'd gross, I think in January I had 14, February I had 13 in, and then in quarantine, it's been less, especially because new agents can't test. All the testing centers have been closed. They just opened last weekend. And so we didn't have new agents testing to come in. So everybody had to have been licensed already, market share, or had previously tested.
That makes sense.
So that was a little bit of a challenge in my own, my own mind, but constant reminder is just, this can't last forever. Right. And you just have to, go with it and do what you can and still do the activities, still make the calls, still do everything that you can, and just hope that, it's still going to pay off.
Okay, so then talk to me. One of the things that y'all shifted in and pivoted in very quickly is because there is no more new agents because nobody can test. What did y'all go to? Y'all went to a new way of taking in agents. What did you do?
Yeah, so we actually started, we call it pre-signing, and I feel like it's just another way that we're pouring into people because, you have this group of people that can't test yet, or they're wrapping up school and they're waiting to schedule it, but they can't do it. And so we started allowing them to kind of plug into our systems as much as possible. Obviously, they can't do real estate and they can't, have access to the actual command stuff. But we said, why can't we let them join our Facebook, start doing all of the trainings, talk to our coaches, and get them plugged in as much as possible so that they can start learning and feel a part of it. And so we just started doing that.
So that became your mission. Whereas, okay, you're looking at your numbers going, okay, we only netted 5 or 7 or whatever the number was. You started focusing on, we're going to do this, I was going to say pre-listing, but not pre-listing.
Pre-sign.
Pre-signing, and we're going to do this. And this became the mission. Not that you didn't care about the other things, but from a recruiting standpoint, that was the mission. And you just threw everything, it sounds like, into that.
Yeah. And, I have, like I said, we hired Alicia, our new ATL, and our agent services, Robin. They've been incredible. And we've just, every morning, who can we help today that we can get them to pre-sign so that they can start their career. It doesn't need to be on hold. They can start learning. We have so many amazing webinars and trainings that we're doing right now. Why can't they plug in too? So it's just a
Gotcha.
conversation daily that we have.
Okay. And that, I mean, I think it was really, I loved, because we chatted yesterday. I loved hearing about you put them in everything, every single thing. And every day you're like, so even though the people haven't taken their test and they haven't gotten the opportunity to do that yet, which we don't know how long that's going to take, because you told me a little bit about what it looks like trying to test now.
Oh yeah.
And it sounds a little crazy.
Yeah.
But the fact that these people, even though they're only pre-signed, they are a part of the office already, 100%. They feel it.
We had pre-signs participate in Red Day. I mean, it was
gosh.
amazing. It literally
Awesome.
made me cry, because I'm like, oh my God, these people are not licensed yet, but they are part of our family. I mean, that's what it's about, right? Making the brokerage feel like a family, and they've just dove right in.
Well, it's probably a testament to your leadership and the people that you have on your leadership team, making them feel that way. So let's talk then some numbers specific. So do you want to give us some numbers maybe before quarantine and COVID and all of this, and then what your numbers look like? Obviously, we're going to talk about your regular market share recruits, but then we're going to talk about your pre-signs as well and kind of go over those numbers, because it basically started April, May. You basically have April, May numbers really that reflect that, correct?
Yeah, we started the pre-signs in April. I think we had 13 pre-signs in April, and then in May, so far right now, we have 16.
So those numbers sound like they were actually higher than your other numbers, correct? Just in pre-signs. We're not talking about your market share recruits as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do your numbers look like total for market share and pre-signs for March and April, or for April and May?
This month we have 5 in, 1 mega, 1 capper, and the rest market share, just not cappers.
Just not cappers.
And then last month we had 5 in.
Okay, that's awesome. So really you're looking at 18 in the month of April. And if you're, okay, and we know that that's actually counting the pre-signing people.
Right.
And then you've got 21 in for the month of May so far.
Yeah, if you include all the pre-signs.
There is, and I know from a reporting standpoint, a competitive standpoint, you can't do that. But I think it's still a way. What I loved was that was what you focused on, and any way you cut it, whether you're an agent right now. I think all of our conversation to our agents are, do the right things, keep doing the actions, doing the work that you know produces results. The results will come. How confident do you feel on the pre-signs?
100%. I mean, they're already part of our brokerage already, licensed or not. They're our people.
I love that. And I think that's something, when I talked to you yesterday and I asked you that question, you didn't have a number, but you're like, I just don't think it's going to happen. He's like, you just felt so confident because they are so plugged in, and you could just hear your passion about follow-up. You said you are the queen of follow-up,
yes,
which
I believe follow-up
is
follow-up is so important in everything. I always say that to everybody. It's in the follow-up, whether it's following up for a month or a year. It's key.
Okay, so now let's talk about, you've done all of these things and everything is working and work is awesome. Where is your family and your child? What is happening there? What about those people that
I've been pouring into all these people, but my 4-year-old, she's been pouring into Frozen and Dora. I told you my mindset about work didn't change just because I was at home. So I was literally in the office working, still 10 hours a day. And hopefully, like I told you yesterday, I just hope that Savannah won't remember that she watched 8 hours of TV a day during all of this. It's going to pass, right?
I think one of the things that I liked about what you said yesterday, because anybody that's at home with kids, is going to feel a certain level of guilt, because there probably been a lot of kids that did not have limits on screen time during this. I'm going to say, like, there's probably very few limits on screen time. But one of the things that I thought you said, and I think as moms, we, you know, can be plagued with this mom guilt, but you said, and it was really refreshing. You were like, I knew it wasn't going to last forever. And it was 2 months. It's what had to get done. It was new for everybody. You know, I tried to work it out to where my husband got home at this time, and you did a few things, but you weren't like, so I read 2 hours of stories at night last night, and you did the best that you could, and you focused on the fact that this isn't going to last forever. This is a very short window, and then everything would go back to normal. And I thought that was really refreshing. You didn't make excuses. You just kind of put it out there.
I mean, there was definitely the guilt, you know, she was literally in front of the TV. I did try in the beginning, like, here's some letters, practice, you know, she's 3 years old. And then I was like, mommy's going to go back on the Zoom calls in here. And then I come out, she's not doing it, but there's nothing I could do, you know? So it was, thank God for Disney Plus. I mean,
I appreciate that. But, you know, I think there are a lot of people that they don't feel like they can say that. And even though this was the life of many people. And so for all of the parents and moms that are out there listening, I just thought it was super refreshing. The way you said, you know, like, this isn't going to last forever. It was a 2 month time period, and that's it. And sorry. And you were okay with that. You didn't seem to feel like overly guilty. It was just a mindset. And that's, I think, what really impressed me a lot about what we talked about yesterday, is just how you kept that right attitude and focus on the things that mattered.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was definitely guilt and emotions, especially with hormones raging, but, you know, it is what it is, and you can only do what you can do. And as long as you're focusing on doing the right thing, and we're all trying to navigate and get through this, right? It's new to everybody. So it was just, we did what we could. And I was lucky because Brian came home every day by, you know, say 2:00. So at least at that point he could go play, you know, with Savannah while I kept working.
Okay,
are you okay?
Yes, I don't know how to mute this thing. I can't stop coughing. I'm so sorry.
Oh no! Don't die on me.
I'm so sorry. I am going to do my best to not die here.
This is the joy of live video.
I know, it's so amazing. So, sorry, while I try to get my brain to function again.
No, that's okay.
What else can you tell me about this time period? Things that you feel like you did really well, or that you accomplished, because you are so competitive, and there's so many team leaders, and really agents in general are just competitive people. You know, what are the things that you accomplished that you're really proud of, or just tricks or things that you did?
I'm proud that my family's alive and we're sane. I mean, I didn't lose my mind completely. But really just maintaining focus that, like you said, it, you know, well, hopefully it's not going to last, you know, for forever, but that the goals are there, you know, our expectations are there, and knowing that our whole leadership team, I think that we all honestly worked harder during this whole thing. I know that the girls literally, you know, were working day and night, and we added things just to pour into people, and just maintaining that, you know, focus and goals throughout the whole thing, and not letting it, you know, like I said, oh, we're at home, or, oh, you know, that doesn't matter. You still just got to get it done.
So do you think this raised the bar for you?
I think that yeah, in a way, because it gave us kind of new insight on things that we could do. You know, why not continue pre-signing when people are, you know, scheduling their tests, get them on, you know, plugged in ahead of time. Yeah, I think so. Okay. And it showed the new, our new assistant team leader, kind of that there's no excuses, you know, we plug in every day and we show up even if you're at home.
So how did you motivate your team and yourself when on the days when you were sick or you didn't feel like showing up or you were just like, I'm so tired, I'm pretty sure I can't even get out of this bed? Because I'm sure, I don't know, unless you're
They actually
Superwoman.
never knew. I didn't tell them I was pregnant till like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Well, did they ever feel that way? I mean, did you ever get any feedback like that?
I don't think so, because I'll just put on, I mean, to me, there, like, I've always had the one super positive thing I can say about myself is my work ethic. And
Okay.
I will work no matter what. I don't care if it's like, I'll never not answer a text, call, or message from an agent. They matter. They're my family. And so it's always just work, work, work. And being pregnant is not going to stop that or change it. And being sick, like, I just, throw up in between Zooms, get it out of the way and get back to work. Like, it's not going to.
Okay. So then I have to ask you, as a self-proclaimed queen of self-care,
Okay.
How's that going? Because you just said work, work, work. How is that going? Do you know what that word is?
Ben Kinney has this 15-point, it's like a plan. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the office to do it, and we had a spreadsheet for it, and I of course I'm doing it myself, and I'm following along. And for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, go to, I think it's posted on the Win, Make, Give website. It's amazing. It's like how to get out of a rut in 30 days. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh man, I mean, I'm not doing alone time. I'm not doing, so I had to make some changes. So this was kind of a perfect time to do that, because I still didn't get alone time. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. There's no alone time. Alone time is like right now, Yeah. But
Zoom time.
I added, some journaling at night and some meditation. I did meditation on my app on my phone, and things like that kind of helped, maintain sanity maybe.
Right.
But
okay.
I don't know about self-care. I mean, I don't know.
So we're going to be best friends after this. Okay. And I'm going to help you with that. You will help me work more, and I will help you do more self-care and have fun, because I also didn't hear fun in there.
Oh, we had fun on weekends. Like,
okay. Let's hear about that.
Well, I was sick a lot the first 2 months, but we have a beautiful backyard, and so we'll go play in the backyard, or we go on road trips. So we just get in the car and it's road trip time, and we just drive for like an hour, and that's fun to us.
Well, okay, so that is self-care. I mean, that is definitely a form of self-care. So you have downtime. You are taking time off. You are able to do that and enjoy that.
Yeah. And I know everybody says like you need alone time and stuff. I don't know. I love my daughter and my husband. They're my peeps, my best friends, and I like being with them. So
that's perfect. Well, that's exactly right. Well, okay, so we're gonna close it up here. Anything else that you want to leave? Because obviously you're a team leader, but you also help tons of agents. Any information, anything that you want to leave us with to kind of let us know kind of things you learned, or just tips that we could do to keep going?
I feel like I've said this the whole time to everybody, people, friends, family, agents, but it really is, I think, most important to care about others. Even in recruiting, even in being an agent, you hear all the time about the care calls. And I think that really goes a long way, because I can't tell you how many agents I reached out to and I just said, how are you doing through all this? And I've never met them, and they just opened up like they had nobody to talk to, so I think that is so important. And I truly believe that our company is the best one to be at. And so just letting people see that and sharing the trainings and webinars, and even if they're not with us, to let them see what we have, I think is so important.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for today. I had a great time. I can't wait till I can come up to your neck of the woods and give you a real live in-person hug. It's going to be awesome.
I love it.
And then we'll go on a road trip to wherever.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. You'll have to figure out how to stop. Dang it, where's this button? Oh, wait, I got it.